What a decade it's been! We've seen masterpieces like God of War, Persona 5, A Hat in Time, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then utter shit like this was allowed to be released. So let's go through the top 10 worst games of the decade, shall we? Meem Run for the Wii U launched in December 2014 at $5, and I can't for the life of me work out why they didn't sell it for $4.20. It was the perfect opportunity! Alright, on a serious note, I like memes as much as the next guy, but actually fucking look at it. Holy shit, how was this allowed to be sold? Flowers Are Dead is one of the most intriguing games of all time. On September 4th, PlayStation's YouTube channel uploaded a trailer for the game, and it was without a doubt the worst trailer I have ever seen. It's 1 minute 34 seconds long and doesn't really contain anything. It's just the same location with different still cameras and nothing more. No music, just wind ambience. No voiceover. I hadn't heard anything about it, and rightfully so. Because I was curious, I did a bit of research, and at the time there had been no videos posted about the game, no website, no Twitter handle to their company, absolutely nothing. With the exception of a trophy listing posted the day before. Oh, and it was only available on the US PlayStation Store, and it was $20! I bought it because I'm stupid, and needed to know what it is. It's a walking simulator, and a boring one at that. There's audio to listen to as you traverse around the area, and there is a story here, but you can very easily listen to it out of order, and also at times the game crashes. Yeah, I wasted $20. Quite frankly, they should be lucky this isn't number fucking 1. Alien's Colonial Marines went through development hell for 6 years and ended up as a husk of what the Alien franchise is about. It was bland with shallow enemies. In fact, to quote game trailers, there's never really the sense that you're being stalked by an intelligent enemy, and you'll always get a warning ping anyway. Ouch. Yeah, this game did not do well. Well, apart from EGM's review, who gave the game a 9 out of 10. Well played, I guess? Mighty No. 9 is one of the biggest Kickstarter failures in the site's history, and whoo boy, it failed harder than an anime fan on prom night. No, wait, please don't leave. They said that in their own trailer. I'm using their own words against them! So let me paint a picture. The creative genius behind Megaman Kai, after years of failing to get Megaman out of the garbage heap, decides to make a spiritual successor. He makes way more money than he needs, promises such grand things, hires top voice actors for the game, and it gets delayed for many years, has horrible graphics, average gameplay, and the voice acting is... there? Maybe it was never Capcom. Maybe Inafune was always the problem. But hey, you backed the game and your name is in the credits. That's cool, right? Let's see, how long is it? 4 hours? 4 fucking hours? Oh, well, fine. Okay, I'm Teal, so I just need to scroll to the T section in the video that some poor bastard recorded and uploaded. Oh. They didn't do it alphabetically. They did it by when you backed it. Fuck. On a different note, games which were successfully backed include A Hat in Time, Hyper Light Drifter, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and many others. Well done, you lot. Imagine a company, let's use one as an example. How about Konami? Imagine them abusing one of the hardest and most dedicated workers. Again, let's use an example like Hideo Kojima. They force him and his team to make a game under extreme conditions, he wins a game award and they don't even allow him to go and collect it, and then when he leaves the company to further his career with Sony, they create an online-only sequel, I'm using air quotes, in his beloved franchise. I'm talking about Metal Gear Survive, by the way. Instead of the glorious story and stealth mechanics the franchise is known for, it strips all that out to essentially make a tower defense game with zombies. Believe it or not, your actions are tied to a stamina meter that constantly annoys you with a narrator going,
"Pay attention to your stamina,
which you cannot turn off.
You should rest before you're out of gas."
The gun controls were not that great either, and felt very different to Metal Gear Solid 5. All the gameplay of 5 was bastardized, basically. Survive is essentially the opposite of what the Metal Gear franchise is about, and also forces you to pay to save the game. Fuck Konami. Alright, so Sonic 06 is kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's unmistakably bad, but the game has so many glitches and it tries so hard that I just find it funny. I genuinely have a strangely good time playing it, and I love watching people who have never played or seen it before. It is a spectacular pleasure. Sonic Boom, however, is the exact opposite of that. Have you ever played a game so boring that you want to tear your eyeballs out? Because this game will do that.
Bounce pad!
Sorry, there were bounce pads. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is a Sonic game that is not only extremely glitchy, but one of the most boring games I've ever played. You know how action and combat sections are supposed to be fun and exciting? Yeah, this game isn't. The glitchy nature isn't even enough to salvage this. You see, that's the difference between this and Sonic 06. Sonic 06 isn't boring, despite its many, many faults. Oh, and they patched out the glitch that lets you jump infinitely. Fuck. Richard LaRuiner is a dating guru, I'm using those fun air quotes again, and he decided to make a game that shows you what not to do when asking someone out. He acts various scenarios with models, and there are a bunch of funny, air quotes, wrong answers, which usually involve him harassing the women. It's a very slimy game that I think is supposed to be treated as a parody, but comes across as a way to harass women. I guess to his credit, after the wrong answer, he's like, oh, don't do that, as he has 2 ladies on his bed. But it just comes across as so disingenuous. Oh, but he didn't just make 1 game, he made 2 in the space of 6 months! On the plus side, he nukes Pro Jared in the sequel, and that has aged like a fine wine. He also uses audio from negative YouTube reviews and gameplay videos without permission, so I don't know what the legal ramifications of that is. I got sent a review copy, and then when I complained about the game in a video, it got revoked. Lol. I do not give you permission to use my voice and or likeness in Super Seducer 3, which is in development. Your move, Richard. Oh, Anthem, you looked so cool at E3. You had such potential. You were the Iron Man lookalike game we wanted, but you had a horrible development cycle, and you released as such a bland, grindy mess. And then you bricked people's PS4s, oh fucking Christ! In many, many ways, this game isn't terrible, and it is nowhere near as bad as the others. But you bricked people's PS4s, oh my god! Ride to Hell Retribution is a glitchy, misogynistic, boring, disjointed mess. I could stop right now and leave it there, but instead let me show you some highlights of playing this game for the first time with my friends.
What this is trying to say is the fact that gamers don't need anything to start committing acts of wanton violence, and this is trying to show you that like you don't need any reason to start shooting them. You'll just do that without like actually trying.
Without prompting. I mean,
yeah, this is a big.
They probably thought, you know what? They probably thought they were being really clever.
I got a fucking trophy for that.
Yeah, they probably thought like, yeah, straight in the action. This is game design 101. Straight in the action, baby. Gonna have him on a.
Am I watching a montage of this dude's life?
Yeah, you are watching a montage at the beginning. It's ridiculous. Also, the negative portrayal of women in this is abhorrent. Basically, this game just treats women as like pump them twice, full health, and that's literally all they use. Is a bit of. It's utter garbage. Like, to be honest, that's the reason why I don't believe this game would have ever been a success.
Oh no!
That is your right to hell.
No.
What's happening? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me get a pillow and scream into
So
it.
bad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
This looks like an ad. You know what it is? It's an ad. Oh, he's fucking her. Oh shit.
I figured this game out. It's based around the 3 bangs: motorbikes, starting, fucking, and guns.
Was this the guy from the start?
He's a bad
Oh no, that's not the reason.
It's his end dreams model.
He looks like he's made of like cake.
This is like when you make it
He's made of cake mix.
so much Play-Doh.
Pokemon Black and Blue was not a game that was sold for profit, so I don't want to put it as an actual number on this list. But PETA, the company who want to protect the welfare of animals by making points hindering their cause, decided that Pokemon Black and White specifically was a step too far, and Pokemon should be ashamed of themselves for the violence that's forced upon digital creatures. So they made a parody game doing the same thing. You really made your point, didn't you? Do you remember the Ouya? Right? I had to look up what the fuck it did too. Back in July of 2012, the Ouya was a console, sort of, that started through Kickstarter at a base price of $99 and was an overwhelming success. Until it wasn't. It raised $8.5 million, promising to be an Android micro console and a dev kit. It shipped to backers in March of 2013, but then was discontinued in July of 2015. As a concept, it had promise with the prospect of creating games easily for free. To quote them, "We're embarking on a new way to bring these killer games to everyone, wherever they play. With the Ouya, anyone can make a game because every Ouya console is a dev kit. No need to purchase a license or an expensive SDK. It's built on Android and supports a ton of engines. Go ahead and create the next big title in your bedroom, just like the good old days. Ouya is the first totally open video game console. We welcome you to unscrew it and have a look around." That sounds great, but it had many slices of bad luck. The mobile industry changed from paying games to free-to-play games with in-game purchases, which ruined its store plans. On top of that, it had no publisher and wasn't prepared for the sheer number of people who would buy it, and in the time between the Kickstarter launching and then shipping, competitors created cheaper alternatives. Of course, they too are dead now, but the point remains. They also didn't have the market on their side. Publishers didn't want their games on the system, and that killed a lot of their potential. If it all happened one after another, it might have been alright, but it all happened at once, and there's no salvaging that. Ouya's software assets were sold to Razer Inc., who announced the discontinuation of the Ouya console in July 2015. Razer continued to provide software support for existing Ouya units until June 2019, and now the Ouya is officially dead. Big rip. Fucking hell, where do I start? Throw out the rulebooks, the Hall of Famers. Fallout 76 is the worst game of the decade and maybe all time. Fallout 76 is a scam. It's actually hilarious in an oh god, people actually really got scammed sort of a way. Let's run down the list of what Bethesda did wrong, shall we? Well, besides it apparently being a buggy mess as games go. Whew, look at that user score. 3 nukes crashes the game. Whee. The Collector's Edition is where things really get hilarious and very, very bad. People who purchased the Collector's Edition were promised a canvas bag, but instead received a nylon bag. This is blatant false advertising and very, very illegal. In fact, it may not be the case now, but for some time after this was all up in the air, the ads for it were still showing a canvas bag. An employee responded to a customer saying that they didn't have the money or materials to make the proper bags and aren't going to do anything about it. I'm unsure if the employee was terminated or not because of the way they phrased things, but honestly, I really appreciate their bluntness, and it was very accurate. Bethesda decided to give 500 in-game atoms as an apology for this, which is nice. But you see, the thing is, 500 atoms gets you basically nothing in-game. It's $5 real, and it'll get you the equivalent of a door and some flowers in-game. Are you kidding? This is how you make up for it? Shortly afterwards, Bethesda's support website leaks customer names and addresses. Oh, it just keeps getting better and better! I think my favourite bit is when a reviewer, instead of receiving a copy of Fallout 76, received 2 copies of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. How does this even happen? Mirror's Edge isn't even a Bethesda game. It's not associated with Bethesda in any way. How does this make It makes no sense! How does this happen? All of that section, besides the beginning that just played, was taken from my video last year because all of that was accurate. And you know what? The party's not over. Oh no, it's only just begun. Well, first off, their most loyal player who had clocked in over 900 hours was banned, thinking they were using cheats due to them having decent items. Hey, you don't have many loyal customers, you might not want to ban them. Next, a collector's helmet that was sold at GameStop was deemed unsafe as mold started growing inside them. Fucking magical! If you can't ban them, we'll kill our customers instead. They announced at E3 that NPCs would be added, so that's good. 7 months later, there's less bugs and NPCs. But the real kicker was October 23rd. As they're nearing Fallout 76's 1-year anniversary, they announced Fallout First, a fucking ludicrously expensive subscription service. For $12.99 a month or $99.99 a year, you can become a member, which gets you private worlds, icons and emotes, a new outfit, 1,650 atoms per month, a new fast travel point, and unlimited storage for crafting and storing. All of which should have been in the base game to begin with. And besides it being an obvious scam due to how much it costs, the fact that it costs anything is an indication of that. It was bugged and fucked people. Private worlds had dead NPCs and can get invaded by other players. Also, some had the scrap box eat up all their materials, removing them forever. Fallout 76's premium subscription, $12.99 a month, costs more than Xbox Game Pass at $9.99 a month, on which you can get Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds. Also, Xbox Game Pass for the first 3 months is $1! One whole dollar! Microsoft has become a saint in the gaming world, and Bethesda has just shat all over people's open mouths. What a decade it's been! From Skyrim in 2011 to this. My god! Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. I also have a Twitch, a Twitter, and a Patreon if you would like to support me and the channel. Tell me, what was the worst game of the decade for you? Was it what's on this list? Are there others that I missed? I would love to know. I already have my top 15 games of the year video already out. You can watch that now. The reason I have it out so early is because I'm releasing my top 100 games of the decade throughout all of December, so I would really appreciate it if you would check them both out. I think they're really great series and I think they're really great videos, so yeah. Thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.